everything boot. You heard Susan, who just came out, and she was like, I had to buy these immediately. It's the chic leather beautiful boot that you're grabbing on a day-to-day basis and elevating it with that cute little denim skirt that Angela has on, or you're throwing it on with your great pair of jeans, or you're wearing it with your sweater dress, or even, you know, more casually with your leggings and sweaters. You're not worrying about it because it's water repellent, so it doesn't matter what the weather has been, worry-free. And all day long when you wear it, which long days happen a lot this time of the year because it's when life gets very busy, you have orthotic support from Vionic under your feet. So I love it. It's like a win-win-win. We have all these colors in stock right now. Grab them in whatever color or colors you might need with a $24 easy pay, free shipping and handling, and end of January to love it or return it. Here are your colors. Aren't these gorgeous? This is the navy blazer. And I really like that you have some polished leathers. We have some beautiful suedes like this navy blazer for you. Next to it, we have what we're calling oatmeal. This is going to be one of our polished leather choices. Here's our chocolate ganache. Yum. Now I'm hungry. Polished. Here is the black leather. That is a go-to. Really popular today. They even took the hardware deeper in that gunmetal. We started with close to 7,000. We have 2,000 remaining. And then I've been in what we're calling dark khaki, which is a great, beautiful, buttery olive. Medium and wide widths, whole and half sizes. You are saving $40. This should be $160 almost, $159.99. You're paying $119.98. I want to bring out Monica Tenerino, who brings us Vionic. Hi, honey. How are you?
I missed you.
I missed you too. This is fun.
How are you?
I'm great. My feet feel
happy.
Awesome. I mean, I stand out here.
I know.
So often, and you know, on these hardwood floors, when you're not wearing
brutal.
the right shoe, you really start to feel it. Tonight, I feel fantastic because I just have all this orthotic support that feels fantastic under my feet.
Absolutely. You know, this is kind of where we come in at this point of the season, and we want to bring you something that you love, that you get excited about, but also that there's a reason you are going to just keep going back to this into your closet because you have all of the goodness that you know and love from Vionic.
Yeah.
And, you know, it feels like you're putting on your recovery shoes every time you put on one of our shoes. So, you know, I know that you love to play around in all things fashion, and sometimes you have to say, okay, I'm going to go back to the roots of what I know are going to take care of my feet, and that is
100%.
Yeah.
You know, Vionic sits in the department stores next to some of the most fancy, expensive brands out there.
Absolutely.
And they are sitting there as cute shoes.
Right.
And what people don't know if they haven't tried them is that they're also orthotic shoes. I think from the very beginning, Vionic's point of difference was that you're making, at least when I started working here, you started to lean into making designer, stylish shoes that were also happened to be orthotic.
Exactly. You know, it really is, the brand is about function meeting fashion, because we shouldn't have to make that distinction, that choice. You know, yes, there's a time where, you know, we're pulling out the stilettos, but for all the rest of the days and hours of the day, you know, we want to be able to look good, and we don't want to sacrifice putting our feet through something that, you know, will really make you feel sorry later, whether it's later that day or years later, because the truth is, you know, you're getting to have all this health and wellness underfoot while getting something beautiful. And, you know, we fall in love with our eyes. We were saying this earlier today, like, you want to be excited about it first, because if you're not, then you're not going to reach for them all the time. But the benefits that you're going to get with these are fantastic, and it's going to make it hard to
Why don't we do colors and then dive into the benefits?
Absolutely.
Because the colors in water repellent, leathers, suedes.
Pre-treated.
This is our navy blazer.
Love her.
Here is the oatmeal.
And that's the only one on a light heel. The oatmeal color.
This is popular. We have 1,500 remaining. I love this color. It's like a bone.
That's a good court color.
Great with jeans.
Yeah.
Dress it up and down, absolutely. Chocolate ganache.
That's what I've got on. That's a great, and we're seeing so much of this in ready to wear.
Black leather. Very popular, 1,900 to go around. And then the dark khaki, which I've been wearing all show. Medium and wide widths, whole and half sizes, holiday return. So when you give this as a gift, it's a $160 gift that you're paying under $124 for. So you're saving the $40, which, by the way, is worth the inserts in what you're saving alone.
Exactly. And you know, you can't just take any insert and put it into something with the heel. So if you know and love Vionic, you know that a lot of the times we encourage you, take out your insert, put them in other shoes. This has been re-engineered. You can see how it's more kind of slanted to accommodate that heel. So while it's a really, easy heel height to wear, I think about 1.88, just under 2 inches, you're getting that re-engineered footbed so that we can give you all of that technology, giving you that deep heel cup to sit into, the arch support that meets the foot in full contact. So you're getting all of that contact coming up to meet your foot, and that flex and cushioning. So really getting all of that Vio Motion technology, and also that little metadome. So you see there on the screen that great graphic that really can kind of accentuate where that is. That is right under your metatarsal. So typically when we wear high heels or any sort of heel, your weight tends to like push forward and be unevenly distributed. This is really going to give you that opportunity to have extra cushioning under the metatarsal. Because of that heel cup where you're going to be stabilized, because of that arch support, now you have all of that full foot contact, including that little extra bump underneath that metatarsal, so that you really feel it all day long to, help with longevity in your day where you feel like you can keep going.
I'm changing my look, which is a
like
good
it.
example
So
of
cute.
why this is, the
It's so
perfect
versatile.
boot that I had on with the Susan Graver that was like a dressier
Yes.
type of blazer.
Yep.
I'm going
So
into
cute.
Denim and Company. This is the Big Deal, which is adorable. I can't describe, feel how soft this is.
Ooh, it looks like flannel, but it feels like a pajama.
It feels like pajama.
so cozy.
And I loved all of a sudden it's a different look and it's the same boot.
Yes.
So you are going to get your money's worth of this type of boot.
Definitely.
But on top of that, I remember, and think back when the last time your feet really hurt was, and I want you to think back around the holiday season. Where were you?
Right. And
Where-
how much did it tamper your fun?
Your fun and mess up your night.
Right.
And you know what I mean? Like if it included having to think about buying new shoes.
Right.
If it included having to go home early. This is all the reason more to continue those memories with your loved ones, getting an orthotically supportive boot like this while you're saving the $40. Your colors, I mean, this is another thing that I don't want to take for granted, because even when you shop for Vionic outside of QVC, you do not see this many options.
Two colors, you're excited to see two colors. This is really giving you an option for every part of your wardrobe. And also, maybe you have a black or brown boot and you want something new and exciting, like the dark navy blazer, or like the khaki that you're wearing that can really act as a neutral. Or maybe you're like, I need a new black boot, and this is a great place, which, full disclosure, I was gonna wear my black and get all dressed up because, to your point, all the holidays coming, this can be totally dressed up as well, black or other colors, but wildly popular today. Throw on your tights and your dress. You are gonna be so happy you did, because you're not gonna think for 2 minutes about your feet, but you'll still get all of the compliments because all of the detail has been paid attention here. So we're taking a boot that you know and love on that Felicity bottom, dressing her up, giving her a little bit of hardware with that really pretty V in that metal, contrasting with that suede leather and that little belted detail. So
Adorbs.
Really paying attention to all of that. And, so you get to look great, you get the aesthetic, but you get the comfort as well.
And I'm thinking as we go through these colors together again, when Susan Graver came out here, she had a column of black, including her boot, and then she popped it with a colorful, awesome blazer. When you have any sort of black pant over this, think about how it becomes that clean black boot for dressier pant looks too.
Definitely.
But when you cover all of them, they're gonna give you a clean column of color on your foot, including our dark khaki. Here is our black leather. This chocolate ganache is so gorgeous.
Isn't that great? Very rich.
It's rich, and it has, I would say, the slightest undertone of like that mahogany kind of a vibe.
Right.
It's really, really pretty. It's gonna look great with like your wine tones and your plums.
Love that.
Here is your oatmeal, and here is your navy blazer. You even did, I love the zip in and out, which is great.
Yes.
And then I like there's like a little hidden piece of, extra kind of
I know we've never done
hardware.
that before, and because this boot hits at such a pretty spot on your ankle, this gives it like a little extra dip, so it's a very feminine, really pretty feature. And then don't forget that these are pre-treated, so when you think about, and I'll take one leather and one suede, and this is a good time to show you. A lot of the call outs early on were, well, what do I do if I want chocolate ganache or dark khaki? Totally different colors. You can see this definitely has more of an olive undertone, and then that pebbled leather. So you can kind of see both and the difference between the two. but that gold hardware stays the same. They're all pre-treated, so the hand doesn't change. You don't have to worry about spraying your own boots before you wear them out, because the water is just going to kind of, bead up and roll right off, whether it's in the leather or the suede. You do not have to worry. You get stuck in a rainstorm, you walk through the, the wet grass, you're all set. Nothing is going to happen. So I always love that, because I always say, I'm gonna treat all my stuff when I get it home, and then life takes over and you get so busy, and it never happens.
A lot of us plan days around and nights around the weather.
Right.
And if you are somebody, disposing or placing away your hardcore winter boot when you have other things to do that night is difficult to do. Like,
it sure is.
Are you gonna go back to the car and pop them in the car, or put them in like a bag and put your like nicer boot on? Like, these are things we probably all had to do at one point or another, because we went from festival or seeing lights to going to dinner. With this boot, barring it being like a huge full out snowstorm.
Right.
This is a great no-brainer that can be good for all those opportunities without needing to change.
Exactly. And it's, it's becoming a booty because of where it hits again. It becomes like 3 seasons a year, even 4 sometimes, but you're wearing this in the spring with a little dress. You don't have to wear, anything on your leg at that time. You can wear it all through the fall and winter. So you're really getting a lot of use out of it, but also it never goes out of style. It's not one way too far or the other. It's not Western, it's not really equestrian, but there are touches of it. All those details. It's just a great suede or leather.
It is. And what it's doing for your feet is also great. I'll let you lead the way, Monica, so we can show the difference. On a Today's Special Value Day, it's a good opportunity for you to experience the Vionic difference if you haven't seen. Because I never wore Vionic before I came to QVC. I'd never worn any orthotic shoes, and I was never told I needed to. But I have benefited so much from bringing this technology into my life.
Absolutely, because even if you don't do it daily, I know you use it almost like to recover.
Yeah, I do.
And we all do. And I take my Vionics and I put them in other shoes that I've collected over the years in the shoe industry. But this is something that, whether you need an orthotic or not, when you see what it does for your whole body, because it all starts from the feet and works its way up your body, right to your brain when your feet are killing you. It's really beneficial. And so I would say, be proactive. Even if you're working it into your wardrobe, buy them because they're so pretty, even if you don't need it. And then, kind of feel the difference there. But we start here with Kylene. I've got that inside arch this time drawn instead of doing the front where we normally show you, because we really want to show you on a heel how impactful that is as well. So you can see Kylene's foot kind of flattening out to the floor. And as many of you out there know, we call this pronation, where it's kind of rolling in, looking for support. She's got a really high arch, so you can see it sticking up a little bit. Ideally, I'd like Kylene to be in this position where her arch is fully supported and that heel would be seated. But when I let her go, the foot really just collapses right into that floor. I'm gonna give her a boot that is not a Vionic, just to give you an idea what happens when you wear boots that do not have support underneath. I'm gonna take my little flashlight, and you can see that light. I mean, look at how much of a gap there is there. Think about that when you're walking around in your shoes and all the pressure is coming to the ball of your foot. Your heel is getting beat up, it's exhausted because you're trying to, kind of search for purchase here with this big gap in the center. So we're gonna take her out of this terribly uncomfortable boot, and I'm just going to take the insole from our Farrah and put it on the same heel height that we have here. Oh, sorry. And have Kylene step in there, and you can immediately see what it does. I mean, I can flash my light on it again.
It's the relief.
It's, oh my God, such a relief. All that full foot contact. And again, Kylene has a high arch, and still she's getting so much full foot contact here. The heel is seated. You've got all of that arch support coming up to meet the foot. It really is just a tremendous, tremendous game changer. And we wear heels, we don't want to give them up. But having this technology underfoot will really give you the reprieve that you might not even know you need.
It may be balance for you as we talk about the age of possibility, the stability that you get, the elevation, being able to dress up your look. Without, sacrificing how you feel, and in fact, getting orthotic support. We want to be stylish at every single age. That does not stop. And I think, obviously we focus on amazing women over 50 here, but I've found in my own life, I used to think in my 20s, oh, after 30, like, you know, things are different. Or
No.
after 40, things are different.